Okay, let's unpack this. We've got a stack of sources today that really takes us on a journey.
Hmm.
We're diving into the worlds crafted by, well, one of the world's most popular authors, Danielle Steele.
Right.
And on the surface, these two narratives, they might seem miles apart. You've got one about a princess shouldering, centuries of tradition.
Yeah, the whole way to history.
Exactly. And the other about a driven American woman making a difference in a very modern way.
Completely different settings.
So our mission, let's try and extract some surprising connections, maybe those aha moments about duty, love, and personal transformation across these different lives.
Looking for those universal truths.
Yeah, the things that bind us, regardless of our birthright or zip code.
And what's truly compelling here is how these seemingly disparate stories, while so distinct in their settings, offer such rich insights into really similar human experiences.
Mm.
We'll be exploring the weight of expectation, that profound search for purpose, and the often unexpected turns that shape our destinies.
Definitely.
It really begs an important question, I think. What truly defines our place in the world when, the script of our lives is constantly being rewritten?
That tension, yeah, between the inherited role and personal yearning.
Oh,
It's perfectly embodied in our first deep dive, focusing on Christiana, Princess of Liechtenstein.
okay.
So we meet her right after 4 years of college in Berkeley. She's returning to Vaduz, Liechtenstein, that tiny neutral principality, nestled between Austria and Switzerland.
Sounds idyllic, almost.
You might imagine a fairy tale, exactly, but her life feels more like a gilded cage. Incredibly sheltered, isolated.
Right.
Her best friend, according to our sources, is her Great Pyrenees, Charles, which honestly sounds like a lot more fun than most palace residents.
Well, probably is.
Her father, Prince Hans Joseph, he's a committed humanitarian.
Yeah.
But then there's her older brother, Freddie, the crown prince.
Ah, Freddie.
He's 10 years older, a notorious playboy, and our sources put it perfectly. Fun was Freddie's only job since leaving Harvard.
Oof. So not exactly stepping up to the plate.
Not at all. So what's expected of Christiana in this environment?
Well, her official duties, they involve endless cutting ribbons, opening hospitals, libraries, shaking hands. She herself describes it as feeling, meaningless.
Like a performance.
Exactly, and a life sentence. And this is compounded by Liechtenstein's strict rules. Women are not allowed to reign.
Even though her dad thinks she's more capable.
Right, despite her father quietly believing Christiana is far more capable than Freddie. Yeah.
Wow.
And if we zoom out a bit, Christiana's initial experience vividly highlights that profound conflict,
Yeah.
personal desire versus these rigid expectations of inherited duty.
Mhm.
Her father's constant refrain that she must stay within the confines of her world and marry someone of royal birth. It just underscores the powerful, almost antiquated traditions she faces.
It's such a stark contrast to our modern notions of individual choice, isn't it?
Absolutely. Her worth is tied not to her merit, but to her bloodline. It's heavy.
I was so struck by that image you mentioned, Christiana trying on her mother's coronation crown, described as agonizingly heavy. It's a visceral detail, right?
Yeah, it really is. It hammers home that this isn't some fairy tale she's stepping into, but a profound burden.
Yeah. And this sense of uselessness, this gilded cage, it actually pushes her to, well, an audacious act of rebellion.
Okay, this is where it gets interesting.
She yearns for something more useful and secretly travels to Digaro, Russia, to volunteer at a devastating hostage crisis site with the Red Cross.
Wow, okay. That's a leap.
Huge leap. She'd seen the horrors on TV, children killed, chaos. And she goes against her father's warnings, insisting, "You can't stop me, it's the right thing to do."
What do you think pushes her to such an extreme act? I mean, from princess to crisis zone.
It's fascinating, isn't it? That a life of such privilege could feel so suffocating and drives you into, essentially, a war zone.
I think maybe that initial sense of meaninglessness actually fueled a deeper, almost desperate search for impact, for something real.
Yeah, I think so. She arrives with just 2 bodyguards, Samuel and Max, facing primitive conditions, no definite arrangements, only this, overwhelming willingness to help.
And the logistics. I mean, the Russian customs official is understandably completely confused by her single-name passport Christiana, like Queen Elizabeth.
Right. Can you imagine?
But Marquet, the French Red Cross director, he quickly recognizes her royal connections and welcomes her, but respects her wish for anonymity.
Which is crucial. And the reality she faces there is just absolutely gruesome. She witnesses children shot, thrown from windows, the sheer despair, the overwhelming loss. Our sources say Christiana is profoundly changed by this, covered in blood, feeling her past life is just irrelevant.
It's an initiation by fire, isn't it?
Totally.
And it raises that important question. How do such extreme experiences not just forge character, but actually redefine purpose altogether?
Yeah.
For Christiana, Dagora is an almost violent shedding of her privilege. It moves her from this abstract understanding of humanitarianism to direct visceral engagement.
Right, she's in it.
Exactly. And Marky's insight that Christiana has a gift for this work and his offer to have her join the Red Cross, that's a pivotal moment.
Definitely.
It's as if her true royal qualities, her compassion, her resilience, they only truly emerge when the trappings of royalty are stripped away.
And yet, against all odds, her father reluctantly allows her to volunteer for a year with the Red Cross in Sanafa, Eritrea, East Africa.
He lets her go after Dagora.
Reluctantly. Max and Sam are with her, posing as her friends, maintaining a semblance of security.
The cover story.
Right. But the conditions are a world away from a palace. We're talking primitive camps, tents jokingly called the Ritz and George V.
Aha. Right. Luxury.
Dealing with tropical diseases like AIDS, TB, malaria. It's intense.
That's a completely different world.
And in this environment, Christiana's desire for anonymity is really powerful. She says, for once in my life, I wanted to be like everyone else.
I get that. How does this new reality shape her?
Well, it's during this time that she really starts to blossom, actually. Yeah. She forms genuine friendships, like with Fiona the midwife, and even manages to draw Lore, the unhappy administrator, out of her shell, making her laugh.
So finding real connection.
Exactly. And she talks about the doily under my sandwich effect.
What a great phrase.
Isn't it? Such a perfectly understated way to describe how privilege can subtly isolate you. Even in a remote African camp, those invisible barriers are still kind of there.
Yeah, they follow her. But in Santa Fe, she sheds those visible and invisible trappings of royalty, finding real life in service. This environment, so far from courtly formalities, allows her to be truly present and connect with people on an authentic level, which is, precisely what she craves.
It seems like that's where she finds herself.
It really highlights that profound growth isn't just about finding purpose, it's about the deliberate confrontation of raw human suffering. It suggests that for some, the greatest insight comes not from what they're given, but from what they choose to confront and, strip away.
It really makes you smile, thinking of her finding that connection.
Yeah.
But then, reality bites. She has to face poisonous snakes on top of everything else.
Oh gosh, right. Not exactly palace life.
She even encounters one in a tree, leading to this frantic escape with Laurie. That's definitely not in the royal training manual.
I should hope not.
And then, right in the midst of this intense, purposeful life, Christiana falls in love.
The complication.
With Parker Williams, an American doctor doing AIDS research at Harvard. It's a romance born in the heart of Africa, but, with an expiry date hanging over it.
Because of who she is.
Exactly. They share work, walks, deep conversations. Parker's open, friendly American ways are such a breath of fresh air for her.
But she feels that internal conflict so acutely, doesn't she? Knowing whatever happens between us will end here.
Yeah. The person I am here will have to disappear when I leave. Such a sad thought.
It's that classic conflict, isn't it? Individual happiness versus institutional duty.
And Max and Sam, her bodyguards, despite their own worries, they even allow Christiana and Parker to take these secret honeymoon trips.
Really? Wow, talk about loyalty.
It emphasizes their deep loyalty, and their awareness of her unique, impossible situation. But then, the inevitable happens. Paparazzi.
Oh no, where?
In Paris, they're caught kissing, leading to a headline-grabbing photo and just the dread of her father's reaction.
Back to reality.
Her fear of becoming a disgrace like Freddie suddenly feels very real.
And her father does confront her.
Oh yes, he sees the photo, discovers her love for Parker, an American commoner, who he declares is not suited to a princess.
Ouch. Still stuck on bloodlines.
Completely. He insists on marriage into royal bloodlines. And what's truly fascinating is that, while they seem so antiquated to us, from his perspective, he's preserving centuries of lineage, isn't he?
That's a fair point, actually. It highlights the difficult balance. For him, it's about preserving the principality's future, maintaining the, sanctity of royal bloodlines, upholding tradition.
It's not just being mean, it's duty in his eyes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's easy for us to dismiss, but for him, it's about stability and legacy. But Christiana's response, I swear I will never marry if you do this, that suggests that even tradition has its breaking point.
When it clashes with deeply held personal values, yeah. and genuine love.
It's her ultimate act of defiance, really, drawing a line in the sand.
So, okay, we have Christiana battling this inherited duty and personal yearning in the, halls of royalty. But is this struggle for purpose and impact exclusive to that world?
Good question.
Our second source, Amazing Grace, introduces us to Sarah Sloan, who finds her own form of duty in a very modern American context.
Right, shifting gears completely.
We're in San Francisco. We meet Sarah, a former Wall Street analyst, now a full-time mom, organizing this glittering charity event for a neonatal unit.
And her motivation is deeply personal, right?
Very. The neonatal unit saved her premature daughter, Molly, so this is her way of giving back.
Okay, so this provides a really insightful counterpoint. While Christiana is born into duty, Sarah chooses hers, driven by that profound personal experience. Both women, despite their vastly different circumstances and, forms of wealth, channel their resources and energy into helping others.
Yeah.
But Sarah's world, though modern and seemingly free, it still has its own set of pressures and expectations. It's not just the meticulous planning of this Ritz-Carlton ballroom event.
The gold-rimmed plates and auction items.
Exactly. It's the constant negotiation of influential personalities, the pressure to exceed fundraising targets, even the subtle societal expectation that a woman in her position should be dedicating herself to such causes. So it's a different kind of public performance,
It's almost as if she has her own invisible crown to wear, isn't it?
That's a great way to put it.
Her husband, Seth, successful hedge fund manager, drives a Ferrari, donates a whopping $200,000. It underscores the high-stakes environment.
Big money, big pressure.
There's even that light detail about earthquake weather, adding a hint of superstition to the high-pressure situation. It just reminds you of the human element beneath all the gloss.
Right, that underlying anxiety.
It suggests that freedom of choice doesn't necessarily mean freedom from intense pressure.
Absolutely. And perhaps an often overlooked insight here is how both Christiana and Sarah grapple with that feeling of enough.
Interesting. How so?
Well, for Christiana, it's about being useful, demonstrating her worth beyond her title, right?
Yeah.
For Sarah, despite her husband's substantial donation, it's about making her personal impact count. Both are seeking validation, I think, but from very different sources and within very different yet equally demanding structures.
So Sarah's tireless efforts for the neonatal unit are her way of giving back, but also maybe her way of proving her own value.
Possibly. Proving her value in a world that often measures success by a different kind of currency than Wall Street, perhaps. It shows that the drive to contribute and give back isn't exclusive to one type of life. It just manifests in different, equally compelling ways.
It really hammers home that feeling of duty, doesn't it? Whether it's inherited or self-imposed. But okay, back to Christiana.
Right, cliffhanger there with her father.
Exactly. Just as her love for Parker seems doomed by her father's staunch traditionalism, her world is just violently upended.
Oh no, what happens?
A car bombing kills both her father, Prince Hans Joseph, and her brother Freddie.
What? Both of them?
Both. A doubled tragedy that leaves Liechtenstein utterly without a leader.
Oh my God. So Christiana...
She's in shock, ringed with guards carrying machine guns, feeling like an orphan, a plant ripped out of rich African soil, as the source puts it. She's lost everything she knew. The familiar world is just gone.
Wow. This catastrophe forces an unprecedented decision then. Liechtenstein's constitution for centuries barred women from reigning.
Right, that was the whole issue before.
But now, in this void, it must be amended. The Prime Minister, recognizing Christiana's inherent capabilities and her unique lineage, she's a direct descendant of French kings, remember?
Ah, yes.
He proposes she become the reigning princess as a royal highness, not just a serene one.
So a huge step up in status and responsibility.
Immense. It's an immense burden, yes, but also an extraordinary opportunity, asking her to step into the role left by her family's tragic death and take on a duty she never thought possible for herself.
And Christiana, just 24 years old, she accepts the throne.
Incredible pressure.
Her life is now even more consumed by duty. State funerals, meetings with ministers, banks, constant security, absolutely no time for herself.
And Parker.
Her beloved Parker becomes a distant memory, a disembodied voice on the phone. Their love story seems truly lost to the demands of her crown.
Heartbreaking.
But then, a glimmer of hope emerges. Parker surprises her. He flies to Zurich just for midnight mass and vaduz on Christmas Eve.
Just to see her.
Just to see her. And to give her an emerald ring, subtly proposing. His note simply reads, Yes, I love you, see.
Okay. What does she do?
And this is where she makes her most audacious choice yet. She calls the prime minister,
Oh, boy.
suggesting she wants to propose a law allowing her to marry a commoner.
Wow. After everything her father said.
Exactly. And the prime minister surprisingly supports it.
Really? Why the change?
He cites other countries' modern monarchies. He sees the need for evolution, maybe. They plan a secret engagement for 6 months, giving them precious time.
That is quite the turnaround. This culmination of Christiana's journey is truly remarkable, isn't it?
It really is.
She is no longer just a princess by birth. She is a reigning royal highness who, through immense personal tragedy and profound experience, is actively redefining the very meaning of her role.
She's making it her own.
She embraces duty, yes, but also courageously carves out a path for love, showing that even the most rigid traditions can and, well, must evolve.
Yeah.
Her decision to challenge centuries-old norms, even for love, makes her a truly modern leader, finding a way to balance her heart's desire with the needs of her country. It's an extraordinary testament to agency within what seemed like such an unyielding system.
So from the ancient halls of a European principality to the, bustling charity galas in San Francisco, we've seen how people grapple with expectations, find their purpose, and navigate that complex interplay of duty and desire.
Mm-hmm.
Both Christiana and Sarah, in their own ways, they remind us of the power of individual agency, even when you're constrained by circumstance, and how the pursuit of meaning often leads you down unforeseen paths.
Absolutely. What we've observed in these deep dives, I think, is that while titles and wealth may shape our starting lines, it's really our experiences, our choices, especially those choices that defy expectation, and our capacity for love and service that ultimately determine who we become.
Well said.
And this leaves us with an important question to ponder, maybe for you listening. In your own life, what duty are you bound by, and what freedom are you striving for in balancing it with your truest self?